people to.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and call the, we don't have someone to say recording in progress, so I'm just going to call the November meeting of the Back Bay for Genre Report. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say first and foremost how exciting it is to have a decent turnout on a November meeting. Normally, people are terrified of showing up at the November meeting because they're afraid they're going to get drafted into a club office. We do have club officer elections this evening, but we have volunteers, so don't worry, you're not going to get volunteered. But if you're interested, by all means, we're always happy to take more volunteers. So, like I said, welcome everybody for November, especially since we had to be in person this evening because we had some technical issues. We couldn't get Zoom up this evening. We are working an alternative option that is to use Discord. In case you didn't know, the club does have a Discord channel. We don't use it a whole lot, but maybe we will going forward. It's a great opportunity to collaborate. I know there's a lot of side tech streams on how to set up for various events. We can actually use our individual channels on the Discord to do that.
You can't use Zoom anymore?
We can't use Zoom tonight.
Oh.
Using Zoom going forward is an option. However, Discord is free, whereas Zoom costs the club like $20 a month. So I think there's probably some advantage to shifting over. That said, welcome everybody. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Those of you who are new here this evening, we're thrilled to have you. I won't ask you to raise your hand and introduce yourself, but by all means, feel free to chat with us. Even though we're all a bunch of nerdy, internalizing folks, we're always happy to say hello. I apologize to everyone for last month. My skills as a refreshment committee coordinator are sorely lacking unless we are in a grassy field with a lot of infrastructure.
And a hot dog machine.
And a hot dog machine. The illustrious George Reynolds is back, and he's got a robust spread back there. So please get some coffee or other refreshments as you deem fit. Last, before we get really going for the rest of the evening, I want to go ahead and remind everybody, I sent out the monthly, hey, here's what's going on, here's what's coming up email. Please feel free to not just look at the opportunities to involve yourself in some of the upcoming events, but also to, if you feel like it's likely that you're going to go, either as a firm yes or as a yeah, I'll probably be there. Consider RSVPing so that the people who are organizing those events, especially if they're one-off types, we know who to expect, because I will admit sometimes when I'm trying to put we're a day or two away and the only person who's RSVP'd is me and maybe George, it can sometimes get a little bit panic-inducing. People always show up, but it's nice to know who's going to be there. That said, if you don't feel comfortable RSVPing or you don't feel comfortable showing up to an event because you don't necessarily feel like you know enough to get involved, then I encourage you, please do. You can be out there with your scope, pointing things out, just like the rest of us do. You guaranteed know more than 99% of the population out there, so you can definitely be involved. And it's fun. You can only see Saturn for the first time yourself once, but you can see people's faces light up by seeing Saturn for the first time through your telescope many, many times. There are over, 6 billion people in the world, and we tend to get decent turnout. So your odds are going to get something, see somebody's expression change for the better any night you go out there to do outreach. And sometimes you have a ball doing it, either because you have those conversations with people or because they ask you interesting questions like, so is the world really flat? Or do we really go to the moon? Sometimes it's fun. If you're at the boardwalk, feel free to play. But otherwise, I encourage you to take a look. Please join in, or at least consider joining in at the outreach events. I'm not trying to pressure you to do so from the club's perspective, but I'm trying to, as a humanitarian, help you find that opportunity to get that joy, because it really is a blast. Try it once, you'll never want to go back. All right. That said, this evening we have a presentation coming up by our illustrious club vice president, Jeff Goldstein, on Cepheid Variables. He is fetching his presentation, so normally I would turn the mic and the stand over to him, but he's not here, so we're going to skip him for the time being. Officer and committee reports are going to go a little bit wonkily because of the attendance that we have. So, I would also normally go to our treasurer for his report, except he's not here, so he sent his report via email. I encourage you all to give your best thoughts to his wife, whose birthday it is, and that is why our treasurer made the wise choice of being there, not here. Our balance across all accounts as of the beginning of the month was $12,117.56. There were $6,940.19 in the general fund. There will be a quiz later, so I hope someone's sketching this down. $4,305.29 in the primary scholarship fund. $872.08 in the Georgie June. Total increase of $1,135.26 from the previous month. Mostly due to us getting paid by the Boardwalk Astronomy. It was a $2,500 check, all of which went into our primary scholarship fund, so we are set for a while. And our general fund did decrease due to some big expenses. We had to pay our insurance, bought some more business cards, great, which means we're passing out a whole bunch of them, and that's paying dividends. We bought RASC handbooks, which we're going to talk about next here in a second, and some telescopes that we have for prizes, one of which is tonight's door prize. We had a strong membership month, gaining 6 new members, which brings us up to 203, just in time for the turnover of the year. And we'll see how much we rattle back down, but I'm cautiously optimistic. That said, did mention the RASC handbooks. We ordered 16 of them at $26 per. I have a list of people who signed up for them, which is why we bought 16. If you haven't paid, I'm going to quickly show everyone, because I know we have some folks here. If you go to the BBAA store and scroll down, you're going to see this members, events, services, and payments. If you click on this, it'll give you a donate option. This is how you pay for things like doing workshops in the club if you need to build some dew heaters or a solar filter, and you need to remit some money to the club in order to account for that. You just use this button on there for PayPal. Just add a note as to what and how. When I spoke to Rich about this, Jeff Thornton, and David Fontani had paid for their handbooks. I know Barry and Bruce have contacted me about it. I haven't heard from Rich since you guys did that, but I'm assuming all is good. Please, if you haven't paid, please do. If you still want a RASC handbook and you didn't jump in on the order, you can still get them. It's just they're $28 and you pay for shipping, unless you qualify for free shipping to the Astronomical League instead. It's a great book and very handy, good reference tome. That said, any questions for the treasurer, which I can promise to relay to him, because those are all the questions I have answers to. All right. Can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
And a second? Can we pass by acclamation?
Aye.
All in favor? Great. All right, treasurer report accepted. Wonderful. We're moving right along. Gabriel, do you have anything for the secretary's report?
I can just give a brief summary of what happened in the last meeting, which was, last meeting we had a pretty, it was pretty standard business, and like reports went along. We do have some old business. We didn't really have any like new business or anything to report. We had an amazing special program though. Dr. Mike Zevin, who is planetarium director of the Adler Planetarium in Chicago, came in and he did a presentation on gravitational waves and LIGO observing, which was extremely fascinating. Did not know much about it. It was so amazing. I loved it. That's really all I have. Though. It was a pretty standard meeting, but with an amazing presentation.
Came very close to ending on time. Any questions for the secretary regarding the minutes? If not, I'll accept a motion to accept.
So moved.
Any seconds? Pass by acclamation. All in favor? Excellent. Great. All right. The Astronomical League coordinator is also not here this evening. You're going to detect a bit of a trend. The Alcor did, however, send a written report. He scanned the September 2025 issue of the Reflector, and unfortunately, there were no BBAA award recipients, which is sad. However, at the last meeting, he did emphasize that there are some Astronomical League challenges that are in play on the Astronomical League program. They're the short-term ones. At the time, it was the Huygens Toes, which was for the the Titan shadow transits. That window has closed, but there was also an International Observe the Moon Night challenge, which I think is open for a few more days. If you haven't taken the opportunity, please feel free to take a look. Get some, bring your sketch of the moon, and you can still submit that. Get your fancy full color certificate.
I've got something to say about that.
Okay.
The requirements for logging the seeing and what's the other term? I can't remember.
Seeing transparency.
Transparency and stuff like that are a barrier for me. For
Okay.
doing that. I do not feel confident in logging those numbers, those values.
So,
And
okay.
so, I mean, I go out and observe 15 stuff a night, several times a month, and could be working towards one of those. But so at some point, it may be nice to spend some time at an event like Northwest River Park or something like that, helping members like me, those that are familiar with those things, spending time with helping us get confidence that is no longer a barrier. Because I mean, I could be working towards those things on my nights.
So I have tried to get a couple of different, there's a few folks in the club that are well known to be excellent and high quality, very detailed observers. I'm trying to coax one of many of them to be willing to come out and give us a bit of a chat about what logging and observation, there's a difference between looking through your telescope
I log
and observing.
I just don't log
Okay.
those things.
Okay, so that's actually, yes, I think we can definitely do that, and we'll find an opportunity to go over that. So,
Very subjective, so just take your best guess until you learn more about it.
yeah,
There's a website whose title eludes me at the moment. It publishes sea conditions and et cetera, sky quality
I have one of those.
online.
yeah, so you can definitely pull them down offline. I know the one you're talking about. I think we even have it linked on the club website. But there's also subjectively, on a scale of 1 to 7, if anyone is familiar with the book Objects in the Heavens and a few others, there's some observing guides that the Astronomical League points you to that tells you here's basically some general guidance on what the seeing conditions look like at this level. And a lot of the times it'll ask you for something in terms of 1 to 10, but if you just write down, hey, it was pretty good or fairly shaky. I had an Astronomical League program coordinator accept, I'd say it's about a 3 because I could see Polaris and one other star, but not much else. So great point. I'll take a note on that, and we'll see what we can do and get back to you on it, though.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else for the Alcor stuff? I'm not skipping through this because I'm trying to go fast on things that aren't my topics, but I am. Okay. Scholarship committee. We have no updates other than there's more money in the committee pot, so that's nice. Nominating committee is the one. I'm still looking for a new chairman of the nominating committee. It's been a year. We'll see what happens. That said, we have elections this evening, and we'll do that here shortly, but not right now because we're in committee reports. Refreshments committee. George, you have anything other
We
than?
have cookies and coffee.
Okay. Is the refreshment committee still solvent?
Well, I spent my own money to buy cookies tonight, but I've got a little fund here to replenish the cookie fund.
Okay. If at such a time the committee requires additional funds because it runs a little bit dry, I think we should consider an infusion as necessary from the club general funds. Just let us know. But thank you for doing it and doing it right, because I definitely did not. East Coast Star Party, just as a heads up, the East Coast Star Party committee chair, who also was not able to be here because he's also the Alport, and he's not here. We need to start planning dates for the next East Coast Star Party. We have identified some candidate dates, looking at April 16th through 19th for the spring, with a backup of May 14th through 17th. I think we all prefer being a little bit chilly to being roasting and boiling. If there's any thoughts and topic on that, please let your friendly neighborhood East Coast Star Party committee member, of which there are 4 in the room, know, and we are happy to take notes and bring that back. Otherwise, we're probably going to plan those dates, assuming Chip Oaks can support. And then similarly for Fall's East Coast Star Party, we're looking at November 5th through 8th, which means we'll probably be moving the November club meeting and possibly September 10th through 13th as a backup there. Any questions or thoughts for the East Coast Star Party? I know we have some other stuff to talk about that in new business, but okay. Great. We are cooking. All right, Vice President is still not back, so we will move on to observing reports. Anyone have any observing reports for the last month?
I do.
Kent,
Yeah.
good to see you this evening.
I was on a cruise for about 18 days, and off the coast of Cozumel, one night we happened to have a really good viewing of the moon, and right next to it was Mercury, seldom seen by people, and to the right of that was Mars. So we got about, I guess, 15, 18 passengers together, and I was passing out binoculars and said, just put the moon in the left-hand edge of the field and move over a little bit, and you'll see Mercury, and then move over a little more, and Mars. So it was neat. I mean, not too many people have seen Mercury, including myself. I've seen it probably 15 times in my life. It's usually so close to the sun that you don't have an opportunity to see it. But it was a beautiful night, and just before that, at sunset, a green flash. Has everybody ever seen one? Yeah, it's, again, my whole life I've seen maybe 4, I photographed 3.
Pictures for us.
The best picture I ever took of a green flash was on a cruise off the coast of Key West. And it was in the film days. I ran down to my cabin, I got my Minolta camera, shot like 8 exposures. One of them maybe captured the green flash. I looked at the back of the camera. It has a little window in there so you can see what speed film you're using. No film in the camera. That was my best green flash. So that's my journey. Oh, also I saw Comet Swan the other night with the 25-inch. The Swan was here and the full moon was here. So it was tough to see. And then the next night, the moon had moved over 20 degrees, I guess. So I saw it in my little 6-inch Intez from Virginia Beach. So it's still visible. It's moving eastward too. So, you know, it's getting further away from the western horizon. Unfortunately, it's also getting fainter. But anyway, it's a good comet, Comet Swan. I missed, what was the other comet? Lemon. Missed Lemon, because I was on a cruise. So I had a chance to either stay here and look at Lemon or go on an 18-day cruise. That's all I have to report.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Any other observing?
So I found on the Coyote Nice forum, posted by username Starman1, the best 50 deep sky objects spreadsheet. And I've lately, when I go out for observation, I'll look at whatever constellation is at the zenith, and then I'll look through that and knock out whatever he has in that list. It's been a really great expanse of what I've already looked at in the past, and really opened up a lot of open clusters for me that he has on that list. But it's been a lot of fun. I recommend it to anybody else.
So
They're
weird.
looking for something new to.
Weird flex on all of us DOB users that you're looking at whatever just happens to be at the zenith instead of.
In the vicinity of the zenith.
No, we understand.
Okay.
Gabe.
I have one, this is a very, very obscure one. I don't think many people have seen before. So, in the middle of last month, George, Jeff and I were at Windsor to watch the Orionids. You know what you know about me? I don't go for the meteors, I go to do celestial observation. Windsor is very known for the area. It has a phenomenal horizon. and I was able to log a planetary nebula I've never seen before, and it was so far south, it wasn't even listed in the Back Bay, in the Astronomy League's Planetary Nebula Observing Program for the Northern Hemisphere.
Which was, you said that because it was developed by one of our members.
Yes. Yes, but it's called the Cepheid Nebula, or I believe it's IC 5140, if I remember correctly, and it looks like a larger but fainter ring nebula. And yeah, but it's like only, but it was like only 12, 18 degrees above the horizon for me. So it was, yeah, I don't know where else you'd be able to see that from where we observed, because again, it was like scraping the horizon, but.
What was the number again?
I was like IC 5140. Let me confirm. It's like I.
No, that's a galaxy.
Yeah.
51.
I'm pulling it out.
Well, anyway, when you find out what it is, let me know.
That site in Windsor where we go to watch the meteors.
5148.
5148.
It's nice and dark. We can actually see all the stars in the Little Dipper.
Wow.
And that's unusual.
That's in Gruss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very far south.
Did you use an
I did, yes. I was using my oxygen 3 filter to help look at it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I captured M74 on 3 nights, which is a real faint 9.4 mag galaxy. It's about 10 millimeters in my view. I had a lot more images than that. They weren't that good. But I did end up with about 60 or 75 images. And it was pretty good.
What scope were you using?
I was using an 11-inch Smith Castle.
11.
Now, doesn't that make you
Who makes
investigate
it
and
11?
think, how did you ever see that?
Yeah.
I know we didn't have light pollution, but we also didn't have an 11-inch.
I guess that's right.
That's just Celestron.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's been such a long, I finally pulled out my 8. It's a 1988, you know, 8-inch Celestron. And I haven't been doing anything for years, but on Halloween. What's that?
1988.
The 1980 C8, but you know, the trick-or-treaters and their parents really liked it, but that's how long it's been, I haven't been doing that. Yeah, C11, yeah, I used to salivate over that thing.
Cool, I have a C14, but it's too heavy. to
Oh,
carry.
Lord, yeah, no way. Even the.
That weighs more than half my body.
Yeah, 50 pounds, I think, just for the OTA itself.
Yeah.
Not even including the mount. Yeah.
We had one, just I guess it's still there.
It is. We saw it yesterday.
I'll be using it now because now that's my workplace.
Talk to me about the focus on the C14.
No.
Any other observing reports? All right.
I'll tell you what, last night, Kempsfield Rec Center, we had about a little bit of turnout there. We had about 5 or 6 scopes there, you know. And I tell you, for me, you know, as a little girl and her mother, they wanted to see Saturn, you know. So right there, that little girl saw Saturn, she just lit up. That is my favorite planet. That got me last night. I was like, oh man, that was worth it. You know, 17-mile-an-hour winds and all that. Working on my car and beam. You know, it was like, man, this is great. So
Speaking
yeah, it
of
was
Saturn, Jeff Edmondson at the 6:10 weather report had a picture of Saturn, a live picture he was taking.
Oh, wow.
Telescope 10, which we donated
Yes.
To Channel 10? Oh,
Yeah,
darn.
so he often has a view of the moon.
Yeah, oh,
or something.
yeah.
They call it Telescope 10. We don't call it Telescope BBAA, but anyway.
We gave it to him.
Wow, that was pretty
Yeah,
nice.
the live view, you know, it was doing this.
Right,
It was really turbulent last night.
It was
The
bad.
atmosphere wasn't very good. But it doesn't matter if the kids or adults have never seen Saturn before. You know, we are all jaded and we'll say, oh, that looks awful. And they go, wow, that's fantastic.
Of course, the moon was just blinding, you know. It was just
Oh,
so
it was
bright last
beautiful.
night.
It was a pretty night it was.
Yeah.
Windy. Boy, was it windy.
It kept the dew down.
Well, that's true.
I've got a report. I've got a report and a question.
What's your report, Jeff?
How many people have seen meteors on a full moon night? Well, the photographer did.
Yeah.
I didn't see it last night at Kempsville Rec Center. Full moon, I mean, it was as bright as anything. It wasn't great sky, like you said, but how many meteors did you see?
I saw one, and then there was a gentleman walking his dog when we were leaving who just saw one. I
It
didn't
was
see
real
that.
bright. I mean, it was real bright. It wasn't a bull light, I don't think.
Told me, usually,
Yeah.
But that's very
So
unusual.
hopefully that's a prelude to the meteor shower coming up at Windsor we're
That's
going
right.
to.
We'll talk about that.
We haven't done the event
I know,
yet.
we're
But
gonna.
that's actually a great lead-in.
Good lead in.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
with that, I'm going to turn over the podium to Jeff for the rundown of events.
Thank you. Now, speaking of dark skies, boy, wait till you see what Windsor's got to offer for us. Okay, here's the all the news that is the news and events coming up. Chesapeake was canceled for Saturday. Cornwatch, that's the usual thing for the serious astronomers that don't like laser pointers that won't go out there and do astrophotography. Skywatch on the 15th is a
Jeff,
very good one. Yes?
Just a quick pause. So totally non-serious observers like myself are also usually welcome at Cornwatch.
Yeah.
It's club only, but it's not. You don't have to be a serious observer. You don't have to be an imager. You don't need to be afraid to go
That's
out there
true.
and take an opportunity. It's usually a smaller group than Skywatch, but I'd say we normally have what, 5 or 6 telescopes out there these days, and it's a lot of fun. Fairly dark skies. I think a little bit darker than Northwest River Park. A little more centrally located as well, although that just means everyone has to drive a little bit further.
Except me.
Except for you. So there's that. So please don't, if you're a club member, feel free to come out there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to work with the city to see, right now, we've had some requests. Can we do Cornwatch a little bit more frequently? I've gotten a tentative thumbs up to try and get it on every Friday next year. So we'll see how that goes. That just means that we'll have the opportunity when people want to do something a little more impromptu, to just have a standing invitation there for Friday nights.
Very good. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to jade the activity there, but.
No, it's okay.
Skywatch is definitely one to go to. Lots of telescopes, 10, 15 telescopes sometimes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people and a lot of very excited kids and everything that enjoy seeing that. So that's at Northwest River Park. Anybody need some information on that? Because I frequent that. I don't remember missing too many months anyway. I've gone to that a lot. But the 18th is the biggie. Now that's in the middle of the night, starting on the 17th about, I got the permit, it starts at the 17th about 11 o'clock at night and runs through 6 o'clock a.m. So we don't need to work, right? We don't need to sleep before we go to work. So
The Leonids, right?
yeah, the Leonids, and actually, as a matter of fact, let me just show you what's up. This George pointed this out and I said, hey, what about the Leonid? Because we went to the other meteor shower, it was no moon at all. It was great, and this one has a really thin, waning crescent at like one day from being new moon. So this is a really, really dark sky. You won't believe how dark it is. If you haven't been out there, try to come out because it's really worth it. Really, really worth it. And I got the best pictures on my C-Star there at that spot. So and I think anything better would be maybe West Virginia, something with a portal 0 or something like that. It'd be really a lot better. But anyway, this is the best. This is probably the best we got. I think it's better than Chip Oaks. The northern view is outstanding. You could see the Big Dipper on the bottom part. You could see the pointers and a couple of stars and the Big Dipper going around from the bottom.
Scraping above the horizon.
I mean, it's amazing. We just don't have the northern view because at Chip Oaks because of the other city lights and stuff. Williamsburg and Busch
Jeff?
Gardens.
Is this one public, sorry, is this private?
I made it public. Yeah, I made it public. And it doesn't say it right here, but it should be on the calendar.
Okay.
So more information's about what you need to know about Leonid showers on that. Heritage Park.
Click on the address.
Oh, yeah, you can click on the address and you get directions to it from from where you are, and it's not that far, only about 58 miles or 55 miles from my house.
Is there any expectation to not show up earlier than 11?
Well, I didn't want to make it too early, but you can show up earlier. You know, I showed up an hour early last time and started taking pictures and stuff. So yeah, definitely want to go there, especially for photography guys. You just won't believe how great the sky is. Now, one day George and I went, and it was like thin cirrus clouds, and it was just, you could see the reflection of the city lights from the cirrus clouds, and it was terrible. So some days it's real good, and some days it's bad. But if there's no clouds, be sure to come out to that thing. That is fantastic. All right, let me see. I'll close this down.
Does this require any like off-road driving or anything?
No, good question. When you get there, there's two entrances. I always take the second entrance. I don't know why. It's more familiar. The second entrance is where there's a big sign. And you go in there and you stay on the main road and it says event parking to the right. Don't go that way. I think I said it right here.
Yeah, at the top.
It's up at the top, yeah. Don't go where it says event parking. Go straight ahead. You'll see a red blinking light like a radio tower. And that's just about due north of our site. So if you see it, the tower is off to the east. You haven't gone far enough around that paved road. So it's paved road all the way, and then you'll see the cars there on the right-hand side in a little apron, okay?
We're using this site frequently enough. I think we can probably get a Google Maps image and then draw some arrows and such things.
Okay.
And we can attach that file.
Mm-hmm.
I can add it to our personal or custom Google map we have already
Yeah,
on the site
a
too.
Google image would help, because it's not obvious where to go once you get in, because it's got all these parking lots to the left and parking lots to the right, and shells and stuff. That's not where you park over there to the left. So
If
you'll
you
see
stay on the road, that's what you need to, don't go to the parking lot, just stay on the road and keep going around.
Right.
And you'll see the Stradivarius, because we're right next to the road. If you don't see us, you're gonna run us over.
And it'd be great if we could have East Coast Star Party there, but you can't do it for the weekend, there's no way. All right, next. Get rid of this thing. Ah! I lost it. Where did I go? It's still there? Where is it? It's real little. Where do you see it? Oh, right, no. Go live.
What are you looking for?
Oh, there it is, right there. Okay. How do I get it bigger?
In big enough?
No, that's.
Oh, no, you're in
Discord.
You're in Discord. I'm trying to right here.
Oh, okay, I hit the wrong tab.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, this is GES PTA. GES stands for, I forgot, Glenwood PTA Steam Night. So I'm signed up for that, and if you can get off on weekday, please come to that, because that's going to be a good event too. Indoors and outdoors, and telescopes outside for the sun while it's still up. Okay. What else we got? Corn Watch and Holiday Food Drive. That's on Friday. I don't know much about the Holiday Food Drive. What do you guys know
That's
about?
Nag's Head.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Jockey's Ridge. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I don't know how many volunteers we got for that. I can't make Friday, but we've got 4 no's.
I'll probably be going to that.
Okay, all right. So please do RSVP and let us know if you're coming, because it's kind of embarrassing if nobody shows up and they get mad at us. Chip Oaks on Saturday, and Thanksgiving all that week is all open for us. Next month is going to be pretty good too. Club meeting, Astro 101, that's at Kempsville Rec Center. What is this TWS? What's that? Isn't that Kempsville Rec Center?
That's probably the topic.
Oh, yeah.
The Winter Sky, okay. That's the short version, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Winter Sky, okay. And George does a great job on the indoors, and we have lots of telescopes outside for the people to wow the people and have a lot of fun. And it's only like an hour and a half outside, or not even that, almost an hour outside. So that's pretty good. All right, what else we got? Saturday, Sunday coming up. It seemed like we didn't have a Saturday, Sunday last month, did we?
We did, it was last weekend.
Was it? Okay. And then we got Saturday, Sunday on the 6th. It's on Saturday. We go out to Elizabeth River Park. That's a lot of fun. PPS STEM Expo. What is that? I forgot.
As far as Saturday, Sunday goes, feel free to come out, even if you don't have a solar telescope of
Yeah.
your own. Use other people's, hang out, chat. It's a beautiful park. It's always got a breeze, which is honestly a little bit better in the summertime than it is in the wintertime. But the sun, this last week being an exception, has been pretty active and worth taking a look.
It's Portsmouth Public School. I can't get to it for some reason. It's not going there. That's the STEAM Expo there.
That's the elementary school down off.
That's
Shore
right.
Road.
Thank you, that's right. Muse and Ghent's on Friday, go and watch, it's a conflict, but usually we have a few people that are signed up for that. Skywatch again the 13th. And let's see, what's the rooftop thing?
No,
That one
that's-
got canceled, didn't it?
No, we did that one, rooftop astronomy. The second time was much better than the first, but that was last month. We don't have another one scheduled yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Muse is the holiday shops in the.
In Ghent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Muse is a writer center. It's in a little shopping area. There's a nice Mexican place you can get dinner. It's a laid back event. It's nice. George and I have done it many times.
Yeah.
Last year it conflicted with the Christmas Star Show,
Mhm.
if I recall correctly, but that's not gonna be an issue this year.
No.
All right. Any questions about the schedule?
BBAA holiday luncheon?
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention the best part. I just scheduled that today. I've known about it for a month or two, and I just scheduled that today. That's at the Surfrider, if I can find it here. I got a picture of the area that we're gonna be in. It's a little area off to the side, and it's, they got a room for 35 people. And I don't think we've ever had that many. However, since the club is so much bigger, we can make it flexible enough to extend part of it to the regular part of the rest. Yes. Oh, which Surfrider? It's in Kempsville.
It's in Kempsville,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I got the address, Surfrider in Kempsville. And there's the address right here, Providence Square Shopping Center, 995, okay? And when you click on it, it's supposed to take you right there, but I don't see where.
We gotta put it in your starting spot.
Oh,
This
that's
is
right,
to
you
give
gotta put your
directions.
starting, I got you, yeah, okay. And then it'll give you directions too, which is real nice. Okay, any questions on that? I think that's it for December.
I have a question about just Cornwalk and Windsor.
Sure.
Are those camping events?
No.
And at the end of observing, do you have to pack up and get out of there, or
Yeah.
can you bring a tent and sleep? Or?
Yes.
You can stay all night though, but you can't set up a tent. You can sleep in your car
So,
probably.
Cornwatch is it's a city park that doesn't have camping there. It does, however, have a lot of police cruisers, in the sense that both the Chesapeake and Portsmouth Police Departments seem to use that as we'll keep the cruiser here and then we trade out our car and then go. So you see a lot of police over the course of the evening. I don't think we've ever managed to coax them to look through a scope, and we're gonna keep trying. Windsor, it sounds like they're even more restrictive about camping, which is why we have these free.
So one of these runs all night, doesn't it? Cornwatch runs all night? Or
Yeah.
Or Night Watch?
Night Watch also runs into like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
So.
okay,
Thank you.
great. Okay. All right,
We'll get back to you in a second.
okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Agenda. All right. A couple items of old business I've got. If anyone needs a dew heater, please let me know so that we can find the time and schedule a dew heater workshop. I'm trying to bring my garage shop back full up round so that we can have folks over and solder and heat gun to your heart's content with some shielding and not doing it out on an observing field near you, although that is still an option. Just let me know. Catch me after the meeting, shoot me an email, what have you, we'll get it figured out. Recommendations. I can't nominate people.
He's pointing at me.
Jeff, oh, okay, Jeff
Thank you,
Goldstein.
thank you.
Anything in second the nomination?
Awesome.
Okay, good. Maybe you can. All right.
For re-election.
Much better. All right, we have Jeff Goldstein nominated for vice president.
I think somebody else wanted to do it.
I did have one person, but your, yeah. Do I have any other nominations? Cricket? All right, well, in that case, I'd normally ask Jeff to step out, so I don't know if this becomes a
It's
vote
gonna
of
be
no
acclamation.
confidence. Are we willing to, all in favor of retaining Jeff Goldstein as vice president for another term?
All right.
By acclamation.
Congratulations.
Okay. Now what about?
All right, next is treasurer. I'm willing to accept nominations from the room. Also, I have it on good authority that the current treasurer is willing to keep doing it. Anyone interested in nominating Rich Roberts? Hey, there we go. I mean, our bylaws say we can't, but.
He's gonna do this till he's 90.
Is anyone else interested in, or know of anyone who might be interested? Right. Okay. All in favor of retaining Rich as club treasurer? Anyone opposed? Great. All right, that was fast. See, November meetings aren't scary.
Rich isn't here to vote against.
No, I checked with him a few weeks ago and then again yesterday. Hey, just to be clear, especially since you're not going to be there, you're cool with me? And he is. Okay, great. So that works out great. There's going to be minimal turnover. That said, next year, if people are interested in taking on a role, I think the secretary and the presidency will be open for election, and the following year we'll be doing these two again. Being a club officer is a lot of fun. It's at least these two are a bunch of work, but secretary and president really aren't. So just
I do not have to do all of that. I literally just mainly just for board writing and then just bugging Jeremy for potential ideas.
Check. So feel free to let me know if you're interested in giving it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's a good group of people to work for. So yeah. All right. Next item of new business, I have a note about a blank T-shirt purchase. Sean, did you want to speak to that at all, or do you want to not discuss that this?
I don't know what you're referring to. Is that what you were talking
Order
about?
some blanks or something.
Ordering some blank T-shirts for printing purposes to order for.
Were we talking about doing that again?
I thought we were. Do we not need more?
Not
All right, we'll
yet.
table that.
Not yet.
We're not ready for it.
Yeah, not yet.
All right. Okay, next item is, apologies, just as a heads up to everybody, we are looking at some options. We now have the ability to print our own T-shirts. We did that for the last East Coast Star Party. It was great. All the ones that Sean printed were amazing. All the ones I printed were terrible, and we wasted those shirts, which is why I don't touch the little squeegee thing anymore. Anyway, that said, we're looking at ordering a few more shirts, both so that we can print BBAA club T-shirts instead of having to go through our normal printing company to get the ones like the ones Eddie's wearing. Eddie, would you be willing to model your beautiful T-shirt for?
Hey, I'm wearing beautiful.
And okay, we have two models. Wonderful. So we're looking to try and be able to produce those ourselves in-house so that we can either produce them for club members at a lower cost or at a higher profit to drive some more of our outreach activities and scholarship or library telescope programs. So just basically not putting more money in other people's pockets, but into the good works of the club. We're looking at that and also possibly getting some more to print with shirts to sell as a fundraiser opportunity. We'll probably talk about that more next month if we can nail down some more of the details, but that's just the intro. The East Coast Star Party 2026, it's coming up pretty soon. There are a few items associated with that. John, did you want to talk about the meal plan?
I thought you were going to talk about it.
I generally try and defer all this to other
Oh,
people.
I got you. You got it.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Okay.
the camera.
All right. So the one of the things that we discussed one of the things we did last East Coast Star Party was the second time around where we brought back spaghetti night. There is some discussion because that was so successful. The possibility of doing a chili night on Thursday, and there were some breakfast burritos and various other things that were had by some, and we realized that hey, there's a lot of snacking. We're turning it into the Eat Coast Star Party, which is great. there is a discussion about as far as should we add a meal plan option or should we just make the meal plan included in the price of admission with possibly a slight additional cost of ticket. John's looking at me weird.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so
No, I'm
basically
not.
just raising the price to account for the cost of food, so you get breakfast burritos, we get something for lunch, and then we basically have dinner covered pretty much every night. That is something that we would be curious and open to feedback on. I don't expect it would be an especially large difference in price. What did you calculate as far as for the?
I only calculated up the burrito cost thing, but we broke even this time, so you're
Yeah.
adding another meal, maybe, I don't know, $10 more maybe?
So probably somewhere between $5 and $10
Yeah.
additional to have meal plan covered. I know that some people bring and camp and cook their own food over, not an open fire, because I don't think we can do that at Chip Oaks, but at least over an open camp stove. If you have a strong feeling about that, please let your East Coast Star Party Committee folks know so that we can take your feedback. If there's strong feedback, we'll obviously take it either directly to the committee or to an open vote as appropriate.
Check with Rich Roberts on that. He really, I had to eat the food he made for himself.
So Rich is a member of the committee, so yeah.
So he will have his.
He'll get a say in that one.
I think if you charge extra for meals, it's gonna be hard to control. Did you pay for food too? I mean, embarrassing to ask them.
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah,
that's.
I know you're in the Star Party, but maybe we have a badge they wear that I eat food.
Well,
Bradley, well.
that actually is something, we had a couple people ask us, hey, it would be really great if we had badges so that people know.
Rice.
We do have some folks who come and visit us or people who aren't around a lot. And it's kind of embarrassing when we should know people's names and we don't. So a few folks asked, could we get badges? It would be very easy for us to print and make badges and possibly even include what the schedule of events is so that people aren't constantly asking, hey, what time is the spaghetti dinner? When's the barbecue? It's on the back of your badge as a point of reference. George?
As an alternative to charging extra for everybody, we'd have a donation can like the ones with the cookies.
Could do.
Anybody feels like donating to, if they want to eat the spaghetti or the chili or whatever, if they want to give, fine, if not, we'll probably have enough to cover it.
Yeah, most likely.
That's a good idea.
So those are, and I'm glad that there are strong opinions and ideas by the members of the committee, so that's great. We'll have an animated discussion, or maybe not that animated. It sounds like we're all trending in the same direction. Okay. Additional items, we have not yet discussed the prize budget, but I think we're probably, considering we have neither the treasurer nor the East Coast Star Party committee chairman here, we're gonna table that for another.
Which one was that you talking about?
That's just discussing the general prize budget and then the prize versus raffle. We'll just wait until
Oh,
we
okay.
talk about that. All right. Does anyone, that's all I have as far as pre-planned new business. Does anyone have any other new business that I was not tracking?
I have something to say.
Oh. Hearken unto the words.
People that've been coming to the Star Party for a long time might know Roy Different and his wife Dee. Dee is the one that started the spaghetti, Friday spaghetti. One time she made spaghetti for 65 people. And Dee is going through some pretty rough medical issues now. So I have a card here, and if you would like to sign it at the end of the meeting, if you knew her, fine, you put a note. If you didn't know her, you don't have to sign it, whatever. But I think she would appreciate it. She's a dear person. Roy is quite the telescopist. He built a 28-inch f3.5 telescope from the ground up. He won 4 or 5 top prizes at Stellafane, which is the biggest star party in maybe the world, certainly the United States. I have a picture of it on my phone if you want to see it at the end of the program. He had it at East Coast. I think Sean saw 5 galaxies in one field of view.
The best thing I've ever seen through a telescope.
It's
Hands
an
down.
amazing instrument. And Dee was so helpful for 15 years. I mean, they would bring spaghetti, they'd bring wine. You know, we used to drink wine there at the Star Party. And
Used to.
they're just a great couple. And they live in Moncton, Maryland, and I doubt that they'll ever be able to come to the new East Coast Star Party, unfortunately. So anyway, I'm gonna put this card here, and there's a pen here, and at the end of the meeting, if you wanna sign it, I think you'd really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin. Sean?
Georgia June raffle
Oh.
prize, remember?
Yes, it is on my list. I thought I'd marked it off, but I'd actually left arrowed it over. So the Georgie June Memorial Raffle is something that we do every year in order to fuel the Georgie June Memorial Scholarship. It's, I believe, a $1,000 scholarship given.
I think that, is it 1,500 now?
I'm not sure.
1,000 or 15?
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. We don't have enough in the scholarship fund right now because we normally fund it by selling tickets for a telescope or some object. People buy tickets, usually $5 a piece, and the proceeds of the raffle go to fund the scholarship. Usually we either take a donation or some object that is purchased using funds from our general fund to fund it. We don't have a prize yet, although we probably need to get one in the next month or so. Yes.
We have one prize, but we have a beginner type telescope.
Right.
But we were recently donated a 2-inch Teleview 17 millimeter eyepiece. So we could also include that as one of the prizes.
Okay. So we can.
So we could sell more tickets.
Yes. Now, are you suggesting we do multiple
Both.
drawings or one big package that has both
No,
items?
multiple drawing.
Multiple drawings. Okay. So that I do like the idea of multiple drawings. We sell a lot of tickets, at least ideally. So if we have 2 good prizes instead of one really cool prize, I think we'd have maybe more ticket sales. So that's a great idea. That said, we don't have a grand prize yet. Do we have a suggestion? Were you going to make a recommendation, or did we want to reach out to the?
Well, I recommend we narrow it down tonight. We need to get it tonight, really, because we need to order the tickets. The drawing is in April. So
Yes.
you're only talking about 6 months from today, which
Right.
seems like a lot, but the tickets have to get here. You got the holidays. We want to lock down the prize tonight.
Okay.
And if you got, well, we can move on and come back. I will look at some different stuff. I don't know what the telescopes cost right now, but look at beginner telescopes and see what's out there. And I'll let you know. If someone knows a beginner telescope that's good, let me know right now, and I'll look at it. And we can vote on if we want to get it.
I mean, I do have my 70 millimeter Master Newton that I have not used that I could donate as a potential door prize.
That's nice, Gabriel. You don't have to though. We can get it.
I mean, I don't know. I already have 2 telescopes. So I have the 10-inch and then the 6, and then the little refractor that I wanted at the last East Coast Star Party. So like, I don't really know if I'd ever use that third one.
Do you want to confer with Kent on whether or not you need more than one telescope? I'm sure he would disagree with you. I'm just saying. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm going to look online and see what's out there real quick, and then we'll come to it before the end of the meeting.
Yeah, of course.
And see, because it's just better to lock it down right now. Because usually what'll happen is if we don't do it this meeting, next month is quick, the holidays are there, and then next thing you know is January. And we have to sell the tickets.
Check.
So,
Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and table this unless there's an objection until after until right before the end, either after the prize drawing or after the main topic at a minimum. Objections? Great. All right, with that said, I'm going to turn the floor back over to the illustrious Jeff Goldstein to discuss measuring Cepheid variables.
If you didn't get the word, I've got plenty of ID cards for people that haven't received one. So, haven't received one. So,
Do you have my replacement one?
yeah. I'll throw it. Here, look through. I don't know. So, I don't know. Okay. Okay. Well, I had some an experience today with, I thought I'd forgotten the PowerPoint, and it turns out it's been here all the whole time. Anyway, I apologize for being a little late to the meeting. Has anybody ever heard of Henrietta Swan Leavitt?
Yeah, she worked with one of the chaplains.
Yeah.
She did most of the work, looking at the rooms
And they wrote a paper, I'll show you excerpts from the paper. He probably wrote it, and he got all the credit, Pickering got all the credit, 1912. And Hertzsprung did a lot of experiments with it, and so did Hubble. All from Cepheid variables. Now, how in the world can we figure out how far the stars are with Cepheid variables? Hey, how did we do it before 1909? Does anybody know that?
Parallax.
Parallax, that's right. But there's a problem with parallax.
You gotta have a backfield.
Yeah, and we have to wait 6 months for the Earth to be on the other side of the sun so we can see that same star, and that's how they do the parallax thing, right? Okay. Here, I already opened it once. There we go. So that is the problem. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is parallax. How are these calculated? Okay. This is the parallax method. It's only good for 100 light years. 100 light years. That's not very far. How can we figure out our galaxy size, and how do they do it? What do you think? Does anybody have any thoughts about this? Why is it only good 100 light years?
Well, I mean, look at it from like a specific, from like a trigonometric standpoint.
Right.
The Earth, the diameter of the Earth's orbit is several orders of magnitude smaller than even 100 light years.
Mm-hmm.
So, not and back then, this is totally just me, just like using logic. Maybe it's fine if you actually calculate, but like measurements just after 100 light years, it just didn't. Measures were not precise enough to measure parallax distances beyond 100 light years. Because at that point, just the light was standing still even when you were on either side of the sun.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like if a star is 3.26 light years away, 1 parsec, it's got a parallax of 1 second of arc.
That's
Which
right.
is teeny. Which is
Pretty
teeny.
small.
We're not gonna measure
1/3600th of a degree. That's pretty small angle. Nowadays we can do it with Gaia and some other spacecraft, but the main reason was because of the atmospheric bending. And when we try to get the angle, and if the atmosphere bends 3 degrees, there goes your calculation. 3 degrees is like hundreds and thousands of times more than what the parallax should be. So, especially when anything's down low below the horizon, the atmospheric bending causes the object to be in the wrong place. So that's the main reason about the atmospherics. But in those days, they didn't have the technology we do. They certainly didn't have any satellites, Gaia satellite that could figure it out for us. So this is Henrietta Swan Leavitt. She showed the period luminosity relationship, and I'm going to show you some of her paperwork. But did you know there's several things about Henrietta that probably you don't know? She worked at the Harvard Observatory under Dr. Pickering, and she was paid 36 cents an hour. And she was a computer. Did you know what a computer is? You know, what is it, that movie with all the computers? The Hidden Figures? Is that what it is?
Figures.
Yeah. They were computers too. They were real smart ladies, but doggone, they weren't to be trusted with anything real serious like a telescope. A woman on a telescope? No, that wasn't allowed in those days. But of course, we've changed a lot. We're not quite as closed-minded, I guess. Okay, so anyway, she figured out the luminosity. How did she do this? How did she figure out that there was a relationship between luminosity of stars and period? Well, here's the luminosity, and this is just a typical thing. She was looking at the small Magellanic Clouds, and she noticed a lot of variable stars in each little section, and she figured out if it follows this light curve, it maybe is a Cepheid variable, or a strange kind of variable because it's a sawtooth. It's not a sine wave. You know how when you have an eclipsing variable and stuff like that, it's a sine wave. But this is not a sine wave. This is a sawtooth, isn't it? What do you think about that? So that's the first indicator that this is a slightly different kind of star. Why does it pulse? I was really hoping that I could get some help with Rich today, but I'm going to have to do it all myself. I joined the AASO, and I tried to learn a little bit, and I already asked him some questions about the charts and everything. But why do you suppose it does that, and how does it generate that kind of curve? You know, I can understand when there's an eclipsing variable, it'll go in front of it and it'll be brighter. When it goes behind, it'll be dimmer, and you know it'd be a nice sharp dip and a little, maybe a little bit of rise. But why does it do that? Does anybody understand how? Yes.
It's internal.
It's internal, right? And the star itself, in the atmosphere of the star, or the photosphere, whatever they call it, it bulges bigger and smaller, and that's how it gets brighter and dimmer. It actually bulges bigger and smaller. Okay.
Did she know that?
Well, I don't think she did know that, but she observed this behavior. So this is from her original 1912 paper. This is copies of the paper that I managed to get. The paper was only 3 pages long. I was surprised that they only had 3 pages. So I guess you noticed that I circled one of the stars there because I'm going to look at that later. But what do you notice about this chart? Let me first explain that this is the logarithm of the period, not the period, but the logarithm base 10 of the period. And that's the magnitude m of the star. So do you notice anything? Oh, since there's 2 graphs, one's minimum and one's max. This was the max. Don't have it. Here it is. The max magnitude is on this one, and the minimum magnitude is on this one. So does anybody notice a relationship? I mean, just you don't have to be very. You don't have to give me. Yeah, it's linear. I know, but what relationship do you notice? As stars are brighter, that gets more period. What do you notice about it? There's a relationship.
When it's brighter, obviously, if your the brightness is on the one side of the graph, and the periodicity on the other side of the graph, obviously it looks like as they get brighter, the periodicity gets longer.
That's exactly right, and that's the relationship you noticed. And this was historic at the time. Pickering took all the credit. He wrote the paper. He put her name in it as an extra, but it was her idea. She was doing all the work, and she was doing all the calculations and looking at the stars. I don't know if they had photometers in those days, but I don't know how they got the magnitude as good as they did.
If she was in Harvard and was looking at Magellan and the clouds, she's probably looking at plates.
Yeah, it was all plates. That's right. And that's the way Hubble did it too. All right, but I circled this, so just remember I circled star 822. You see on the plate in magnitude-wise. So how can we figure out the distance just because it goes up and down? I know it's brighter. We know it's brighter when it's more period, but how is that related to how is it related to distance? This formula tells brightness equals the luminosity divided by 4 pi x squared. Does that look familiar for anybody? That's especially the 4 pi r square part.
Yeah, that's the area of a sphere.
That's
So
right.
the light is propagating out, and it's a big sphere, and bigger and bigger and bigger and
That's
bigger.
right.
and bigger.
And that's the inverse square law, right? 4 pi r squared, everybody knows that's the surface area of a sphere. So the stars, because of this spherical output, the star is a point source and it radiates in all directions. It's spherical. The radiation is in everything. The light part is in all directions. Okay. So if you know the luminosity, you can figure out the distance, and if you know the distance, you can figure out the luminosity. But the problem is, how do you figure out the distance and how do you calibrate it? So this is a good idea. So she was taking all these measurements from the Small Magellanic Cloud, and she assumed that approximately the same distance these were all stars were all approximately the same distance. So the ones that were brighter, they must be more luminous. That makes sense, right? So if they're more luminous, we can figure out the distance. So here's a couple of exercises. One that I did, and I thought if you got a calculator here, you guys got any calculators? I brought one, but so here's what I got.
Oh, cool.
Now, if you can assume the Perseids cluster is 2,600 parsecs away. By the way, this distance is always measured in parsecs with this formula. So we have to convert it to light years, 3.26. So can you figure out the second one? First of all, can you figure out the first one? If the period's 5.37 days, I did the log, in case you don't have any log on your calculator, I figured out what the log of 5.37 is. That's base 10, of course. And it's 0.73. So how do we get the capital N? That's the absolute magnitude of negative 3.7. Has anybody got it on the calculator? I'll put it up on the screen here. I think I got this thing working one time.
Welcome to math class with Jeff, everybody.
Well, I was a math major. I have to do this math stuff, you know. You can't just tell me, well, because they're bigger and they're brighter, so the brighter ones are further away. No, the brighter ones are closer. No, but if they're all the same distance, then the brighter ones, and if they have a longer period, maybe we can figure out the relationship between absolute magnitude and period.
Is
So if we
D,
can just get
capital D, is that parsecs or?
In
parasecs?
parsecs.
I think
That's
it's
all in parsecs,
You gotta
right.
convert to parsecs from D.
Well, what if you're given the parsecs?
Right.
So we're given 2,600.
Right.
So which formula do you think we should use? This bottom one or the top one? We want the magnitude, so why don't we put this magnitude, 5.37, let me get my thing working here too.
There wasn't supposed to be math.
Yeah, you don't like the math part? Well, the math part's the fun part.
Someone else doesn't like math.
Oh, gosh. You guys are getting like the students I used to teach too. No signal, what?
Go to sleep.
No signal. I got document, I pushed document camera, but it's not working. All right, so no document camera, you'll just have to trust me. Document camera's not working.
All right, there you go.
All right, did anybody get 3.7, minus 3.7 magnitude? Anybody done it yet? So you use the bottom, use the top formula. You put 5.37 plus 5 minus 5 times the log of D, and I already got the log of D right here. Or log of P, I mean, 0.73. So it's just a,
Well, that's true if they're all the same, if it's all gonna be negative 3.7, right?
no. If the period's different, then it's gonna be further away, right? That's what the relationship showed. So it's gonna be further away, but how do you calculate the magnitude, the absolute magnitude? You know what absolute magnitude is, right? At 10 parsecs? That's the key thing to this whole thing. Anything at 10 parsecs, we can compare the two stars for brightness. One has more brightness, if they're the same exact distance, we can calculate the relationship of how far away they are. And it's that top formula for the magnitude and the bottom formula. The distance is equal to whatever this difference in magnitude is, plus 5 divided by 5. Use that in the exponent, base 10, which is anti-logarithm. So did anybody get the answer yet? I got the solution on the next slide. I thought maybe I could challenge you guys. Did you guys do it or not? Are you guys looking at you guys like the students, you're just goofing around and texting on the phone. Okay. I figured that. Well, anyway, here's the answer. I got negative 4.515. Is that what you guys got? No? Uh-oh. Let's go back to this one
You guys
again.
have to go clap erasers after class.
All right, well, I'll punch it in mine here. Let's see what I get. All right, here's what I got. Let me see. I'll go back up to it, show you how to calculate it. I was going to show this on the document camera, but it's not working today. Put negative 2.1.
Yeah, I got 7.36.
Oh, you did?
4.5, something like that, right? Yeah.
Oh, for the second one? Yeah, I think so. 4.515? So this is the key to this whole thing. If you can have an absolute magnitude, you can tell the distance. If all the absolute stars in the whole world, including the sun and everything else, if it's at 32.6 light years away, 10 parsecs, it has an absolute magnitude of, what is it, the sun is fourth magnitude, and so is Alpha Centauri, fourth magnitude. That's the key to this whole thing that I'm about to show you. So if you understand this part, that's the only heavy math. The rest of it's regression and spreadsheets and easy stuff, you know. So did you all get it, or not? Some of you got it, or nobody got it? I can't show you on my calculator, but I got it on my calculator. Minus 2.1 parenthesis 1.224. Is that what it is? No, I didn't do it right. Minus 2.1. Oops. 5.37. I did it wrong. We want the m plus 5. 5.37 plus 5 minus 5 times minus 5 parenthesis 0.73. I got 6.72. How did I get the wrong answer? It can't be right.
Were you doing V or VY, Perseus?
What is it? VY? What?
Were you doing VY or V?
Oh, I was doing the top one. VY, 5.37 plus 5 minus 5 parenthesis. I got 6 point.
Well, this is just how you calculate if you know the absolute, if you know the distance or whatever, but the period, we're not, that might be your next slide, the period, I don't see how your period is in that equation.
Or the log P. I'm not
Well,
sure.
so-
It's not. This is
Not yet.
This is a data table that'll carry forward, I think, but this is just doing a
Right.
calibration for.
Oh, that's true. That's
Right,
true.
so
But
don't be-
I don't have
the
the
days
distance.
isn't in your
I didn't
equation.
show you the distance on here, did I?
Right, don't be using those numbers.
Yeah. I didn't show you the distance. What if you substitute that for the distance?
So we're going to pair it that.
So I think I'm doing it wrong.
It's just,
You're supposed to take, I'm doing it wrong, obviously. You're supposed to say minus 5 times 2,600.
I mean, they're all the same distance, kind of, yeah.
Right.
So so capital M equals M plus 5 minus 5, okay, so the only thing changing between the little m's, we have 8.36 and 7.56. Well, the 7.56 is approximately 0.8, it's 0.8 magnitudes brighter than the top star. And so 0.8, minus 3.7, and well, minus 0.8 is minus 4.5. It's pretty trivial.
Well, it's brighter for sure, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost a whole magnitude brighter.
It's about 0.8 magnitudes
Yeah.
brighter in both, in both M and big M, it's negative, of course, because it's brighter.
Yeah.
So that's just, that's a trivial calculation.
Fairly trivial.
Well, just because it's comparing the two M's, and the big M's are the same distance apart from as the little M's.
Yes. The key is that you need to plug in log of 2,600, not
Right.
what
Right.
you have as log of P.
Right.
Because of,
I misled you. I misled you. So if you put log 2,600, you'll get those.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Okay. Now, here's what I did with Excel spreadsheet. I've got all the spreadsheets and everything with me too. But notice that star that I circled before, 822, I ran 822 also. But first of all, let's go back to this other part. This was the data from one typical Cepheid variable inside the small Magellan cloud, and this is the number of days, and these are the magnitude between those 2 days. Okay, so the average magnitude for this was 15.56. So we use the average magnitude. And first of all, I subtracted the period. That's the 6.92, and 2.16. Where did I get that from? See, the first, it's the top, it's the peak of all the, I need a pointing stick. Here's a stick right here. It's the time between these peaks. Time between these peaks. And this one was negative 2.16 days, and this one was 6.92 days. Subtract that, and that's just one period. Of course, you can be much more accurate if you can take a lot of, do this for months and months and months, and get a lot more accuracy of it. So the period is 4.76 on this example. Now, from Levitt's star, go back to the other slide, you'll just trust me. The period is 16.75, and log P was 1.224. So Hertzsprung, a couple of years later, that was his calibrated equation that he used, because what they did at the time, they calibrated using stars that are inside 100 light years. They had a few stars that they used, and I don't know how they did that inside 100 light years, because I thought the nearest Cepheid variable is Polaris, and it's 400 and something light years. So they managed to get some stars to calibrate it, and of course they weren't right, but at least they had something. They had a relationship. They need that constant, and the constant part was the absolute magnitude. So here's the period of 822. I'll run back and show you. There it is. Period was, where is it? There it is. 16.75, and we're going to use the average of these two magnitudes, which is, where is it?
Yeah, it's yellow.
The average magnitude 12.95. And so using this formula, this calibrated formula, Hertzsprung got 86,000 light years. The actual distance to a small Magellanic cloud is almost 200,000 light years, not 86,000. So he was way off, but at least he knew that there was a calculation involved, and maybe the technology, even in Levitt's paper, she said even if there's better technology, they'll be able to refine this even better. Yes?
Do you have any idea how they could get such accuracy in the apparent magnitudes?
I don't know. That's a good, I wondered about it too. How did they did they have photometers? This is at Harvard University, so they had photographic plates, and how did they get the accuracy for 2 digits? I don't know.
I guess the amount of exposure.
Yeah, I guess
So,
I guess the diameter of the virtual image maybe or something, because
Yeah.
I think it was photographic plates, which is miraculous. It's true. It's like, wow, how'd they do that?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would expect 3-figure accuracy, because they had slide rules in those days, 3-figure accuracy.
Yeah.
Is it that sawtooth shape that identifies it as a Cepheid?
Absolutely, yeah. So once you see the sawtooth, you say, that's a Cepheid. Is it a type 1 or a type 2? Well, I think originally they didn't know that there was a difference. But type 1s have a certain curve, and type 2s are a little lower. I don't have that slide. I wish I had brought it with me. Yes?
I want to just interject one thing. She was gonna be awarded the Nobel Prize.
Right.
Oh, you were gonna talk
2
about
years
that?
later, 2 years after she died,
Yeah.
and I guess the guy didn't know she died,
No, they didn't.
she was nominated for the Nobel Prize. And the Nobel Prize, you have to be a living person to get the Nobel Prize. And she already did 2 years. That's right. So she was very underrated for all the work she did. And she laid the groundwork for Hubble and everybody else.
Astronomical scales, 2 years is chump change.
But you don't get the Nobel Prize for nothing. That's pretty good in physics, right? Okay. Let me show you the next one. Now along came Hubble, and he figured out this period, and he had the Palomar telescope. I think it was a 100-inch Palomar at that
200.
time.
It's 200.
It was 200 now, but
I think it was always 200. Wilson. He was at Mount Wilson.
That's right.
He was in
That's right. He had a 100-inch, and he could measure magnitudes down really, really low. And he got, what did he get for magnitudes? He got 19.1, which is amazing, And so he used, there's another, where did he get this formula? I think this is the same formula, or no, it's not the same formula. He used Hertzsprung's formula or somebody else's formula. He didn't use that other formula. So anyway, he got 275,000 parsecs, and which is 897,000 light years, and he published that it was 900,000 light years away, which is far greater than what they claimed that the size of the universe, of our galaxy was. At that time, they thought it was 300,000. No, thought it was 50,000 light years. It's 50,000 now, isn't it? 50,000.
It's 100,000 now, yeah.
Well, I was talking the radius. The diameter is like the diameter is 100,000. Yeah, that's right. So obviously, if it's 900,000 light years away, that's a lot further than our galaxy. So he proved that this star in the Andromeda Nebula was outside our galaxy. Up until the time, everybody knew that it was inside our galaxy. It's just a nebula, you know. But it couldn't be with all these calculations. It couldn't be inside our galaxy. It has to be in another galaxy. So I thought that was pretty great. Now this is the star that changed the cosmos. V1 inside, and I have a picture of it somewhere. It's one of these stars right in here someplace. All right. So there's some resources. So I didn't want to get too heavy in the math, but I did bring a lot of stuff with me. And I wrote a computer program, and I'll pass this around if you want to see it. This is the program and the output. I got 9 different. The code's in there too if you want to. It's all in C++. But I used. I think there was 9 different equations, including some of them were quadratic. You know, the second degree instead of just linear. A couple of them were quadratic, and they're still debating on whether or not that's right to this day. So they haven't nailed it down 100%. But the best calculation that they found, I think I'll open the spreadsheet. I'll show you the best one, the very best one that fits for everybody's. Let's see, I think it's
Got it on that last slide.
It's on the last slide. My regression graphs. But this is the one that I use from her. This is from Levitt's data, and I calculated it a linear, and I calculated it second degree. And so either one of those works pretty good, and I use that in the program to see which one's the best one. The one of them came out real good. This is the other thing. These are tables from her actual paper.
Are those all from the Magellan
That's on the cloud? Yeah, all those are. And then Shapley came up and he had a different equation. Everybody's got their own calibrated equation. And so it was debated for a long time. In fact, I've got a timeline. I got to show you this before I leave too. There's a timeline. Let's see. Where is it? Like historically. Let's see. Historically speaking, here we go. Got to show you this before you guys leave. I got a little timeline, you know. Herschel, Peugeot. Peugeot discovered the first Cepheid variable in Eta Aquila, and Goodrich in 1784, about the same time, discovered delta Cepheid, and that was the prototype. The astrometer, photometer, was invented by Herschel in 1836, so I guess they did have those. That's probably where they got the accuracy. Let's see, and Leavitt was 1908, and Pickering and Leavitt got together. In fact, Leavitt worked for Pickering, and in 1912 that was their paper with the graphs. Hertzsprung came up in 13, and he had figured out absolute magnitude. And Shapley used parallax and other methods to determine distance. So they were refining it better and better and better until later in, I think, 1956. You know? And there's Hubble in 1923.
100 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that something? And Wilson Babu, there's another one there, used spectrographic parallax using the calcium 2K. But all this stuff is really, really heavy-duty technical stuff. And that was a good calibration. And then later, the type 1A supernovas were capable of going way, way past the Cepheid variable distance. So I think the best Cepheid variable distance we had would, at that time was it 10,000 light years or 20,000 light years, something like that. And this is the little thing on the Wilson-Babel effect. So the very recent one, Storm et al., and I have that in the PowerPoint here. Where's my PowerPoint?
There.
This one. I mean, this is the very latest and greatest. Not that one, not that one. Which is it? My regression graph. I can't remember what I did with it. That's the latest and greatest right here. Levitt's law, best fit. No, that's not it.
You go on the PowerPoint slide and look on the top right, you have a value, a calculation for finding the Andromeda Galaxy. The PowerPoint slide.
Oh, yeah.
Hit
Back
P
to
on
the
the
power.
bottom,
Yeah.
there, top right.
2.78, yeah, that's the one, that's the modern one, that's right. I couldn't remember where I put it. That's the modern calculation. That's how we know that it's 2.5 million light years. And Hubble thought it was 900,000 when he published it in 1925.
But I think you hit on it, you said there's more than one class of Cepheid variables.
Right.
And so
Type 1, type
there's
2.
the WW Virginis class, and, so when they realize it's not just one thing, that's when they, change
Right.
their modulus a little bit.
I think,
2 million.
is
and
it
they're still
LL Lyra?
refining.
LL Lyra, they're all kind of clumped together, and they're all about the same brightness. So that's a good standard candle too. So it's just a matter of finding these. There's thousands of Cepheid variables, but a lot of them are pretty far away. So do you guys have any questions? I got some of the resources. I didn't put them all in there.
When did the theory come along that kind of supported this relationship between the sawtooth and the...
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. 'Cause I don't have it. This is just a partial timeline of,
Meaning that
some of the
physics of
things.
light gets brighter?
Yeah.
It-
I mean, there's an observation where we see this sawtooth pattern, and there seems to be a relationship between period and magnitude.
Mhm.
But at what point did we kind of go beyond, hey, it kind of seems like there's a relationship to, I've got a good theory with some strong foundation as to why that's...
Well, when they were looking at stars all the same distance, the Magellanic Clouds, they realized, hey, they're at the same distance, and so their apparent magnitudes relate exactly to their absolute magnitudes. Is it the sawtooth pattern or just a period? I mean, Cepheids have a certain period of several days to maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah.
As opposed to our Lyra are much faster.
Yeah.
And the long periods and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that went into it. But when they realized they're all the same distance, so any difference in their apparent magnitudes is telling us something about their real absolute magnitudes.
That's right.
And so,
It's nice when you can compare them at the same distance.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
beautiful that the small Magellanic Cloud was
Absolutely.
able to do that.
absolutely.
Does this all spin into the Hubble constant?
Yeah, this eventually led to the Hubble constant after Hubble did his M31 thing. Yeah, the Hubble constant. Who worked on that? Hubble, obviously.
Humason also,
But,
Humason, Humason, Humason was with him
Okay.
working on all that stuff at Mount Wilson.
mhm.
No women?
Oh, I'm sure there were calculators. They were just the
Yeah.
calculators. God, isn't that awful? That's so chauvinistic for
They
us
thanked them
to
in the
say
note
that.
at the bottom of the paper, yeah.
Yeah.
Astronomers and calculators.
Astronomers and calculators. And they weren't allowed to look through the telescope. God, how bad is that?
Yes.
How bad is
Well,
that?
it's in the dark, men, women in the dark. You wouldn't want that.
I can't believe myself.
Well, we've definitely advanced a lot in 100 years, both in the science as well as in the, social norms. So we got that going.
All right.
Jeff, thank you very much for putting that together. Cepheid Variables are my favorite standard candle, just because, you know, they're the best one we've had for so long. So it's good to do a little bit of the math.
You wanna talk about this?
I think you should talk about that. It was your idea.
Anybody know what this is? Oh, something with Orion, huh? Orion's belt? No, can't be that.
It has two. Orion's belt, Orion, no, okay.
It's got two belts. No, this is a 70 millimeter backpack, fully portable with tripod and everything. I hadn't even opened it up yet. And we're gonna give it away as a door prize. Pretty good, huh?
Does anyone not have a door prize ticket? All right.
Somewhere, but
I think after giving the presentation, you deserve.
I deserve to draw.
All the
I will
numbers.
draw the ticket. Here is the winning ticket right here.
Winning ticket is, last digits are 61.
61.
61.
Won twice. This is a great Christmas gift if you've already got a scope.
Looks like they already went home.
Nope, that's me.
You win it.
No.
You reject. You want to do another one?
I already have like 6 telescopes that I'm doing.
All right, here comes another one.
I was gonna say, see Kent.
All right, here it is right here. The winning ticket.
All right, 5-7. All right.
Congratulations. There's another one. Thank you. Okay, congratulations. That's great.
All right. We look forward to hearing how it treats you, because, you know, we need testimonials for the next
Full
one.
report next meeting.
All right, the only other thing that we have for the evening is we did table the discussion of the telescope. Sean, I know you found something. Would you like to regale the group?
I found the library telescope. You probably can't see it very well, but it's $350, and it's the one that they're going to start selling. This is a tabletop Dob, essentially. There's also an idea of using a Sea Star. A lot of people seem to like those.
They're real good.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And if we want to go slightly cheaper, there's Celestron has a 100 millimeter for 200, and it's a tabletop Dob as well. So probably what we should do is just decide what budget do we want to spend first. Do you remember what we spent last year?
Last year we had one donated to us. We bought, I think, $80 worth of extras for it, but we didn't actually spend anything on the scope itself.
We did buy a.
The year
Kids or
before?
something.
We bought a nice IBs for it.
Oh, really? I thought
What
we
was
bought
the
an
year
8-inch.
before? Do you remember how much
The year
we spent?
before it was, I think we spent about $400.
400,
It was
about
400.
Yeah, it was a Star Sense.
Well, there's two. You know more about the Sea Star.
Sea Star's
Sea Star
550.
30 is
30
3
's about
something, and the
380.
50 is like 550.
550 with shipping, everything.
So
So, do the tickets tend to sell broadly outside of the club? or is it-
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah.
We bring the scope and the tickets to events like Garden Stars, to Astronomy 101, to other events that we do.
So if you bring it to every event he goes to with his darn Sea Star, and it's a Sea Star, then it should do.
That's true. It'll attract a lot of
Well,
attention.
and the advantage of if we go with the Sea Star is that you don't necessarily need to bring the actual prize telescope if there is someone else with a Sea Star.
Yeah.
So that's an option too, because I'd say like 1 in 4 of us has a Sea Star. So,
Are we talking about the Sea Star S50 or?
50.
350?
if there's a 350, I'm buying it right now.
S30.
There's
That's
rumors
30,
of a 70, but
Someone want to take a little pictures, it's
Yeah.
just automatic?
yeah.
Wow, that would be way cool.
I'm sure that there'll be plenty of club members that'll be eager to buy a ticket for that too.
Yeah. So,
I'd vote for the big one, but this S50.
okay. And
I think it's
Motion?
probably a good idea because everybody seems to like it, and we'll find out if it doesn't work out this time or next year.
yeah, that's fair.
In motion.
do need a motion. We need a dollar amount, because
Okay,
Sean needs to, because I'm assuming Sean's gonna order it.
Okay, here comes the motion.
Yeah, the S50, I
They
mean, I
probably
gotta
charge
pull.
tax too.
It's probably, I think they're $550 plus possible shipping, possible tax.
There's no shipping,
They used to
no.
be $500, but they,
High Point's free shipping.
oh, we're talking about this one? Okay. Let's see.
What's the gun thing? It used to be $550. I got it
Yeah.
for $500 when I,
$550.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
550.
They used to, yeah, they used to be 500, but inflation, tariffs, all that good stuff.
That comes with a case, and the carbon fiber tripod, and everything you need.
Which works just fine.
Yeah.
Is it everything you need, Jeff? I know you got one. Is it everything you need, the 550?
Everything
There's
you
no
need
way-
for $550. And if you want
Okay.
equatorial mount, then you gotta buy some other stuff.
But that's enough to get you started.
And you said it's free shipping?
Yeah.
It can't be more than $50 for taxes, right? So just say 600?
I think it's reasonable.
I make a motion that we spend $600 or less on the Georgia Dream raffle prize to get a C-Star S50.
Second.
Discussion? No? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we'll make it happen. All right. So that said, the raffle prize tickets will be $5, and we've got some other additional prizes that we're already talking about. So you should get a lot more bang, because you're talking about there's one extra thing already, right? For the
Yeah,
Georgia Dream.
there's a very nice Teleview. Will donated it when those two telescopes. It's the 17mm Nagler Teleview.
Like the $450 eyepiece.
Yeah, it's a nice eyepiece.
All right.
2-inch.
So it sounds like we got a good raffle going for the thing. We'll get the tickets prepped and we'll start selling them either in December or January.
Yeah, we'll start. I'm gonna order them ASAP. So we can get
Just an early reminder, we are probably not going to have this room for January. Although that may not be the case considering we're not going to have the January meeting would normally fall on January 1st. I don't think anyone wants to come in here on New Year's
No.
Day. So we'll move that one to January 8th.
It depends on this
Yeah,
TCC
so
schedule.
we'll check with TCC. Be aware we might be moving venues. It's 2 months away, but I figure it's worth it to warn folks.
Have we checked with ODU?
We have not yet, but we can.
That's a
There's
good
time.
backup spot.
Yeah. That said, unless anyone has any other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Moved, thirded,
Fourth it.
by acclamation. All right. Have a good evening, everybody.
It's already 10:10.
Anybody want coffee before the drive the rest?